All right, all right. I like this method through my phone more, mainly because it's so much easier to just get things set up. Whereas the one I've been doing on Wednesdays, it's like a freaking, I don't know about a tripod, but the thing that uses the webcam and it holds said webcam, and then I have to prep everything. But I think if I were to switch to this time slot, well, the weekend time slot, I would have to use the camera, the webcam instead. Unless this method is better. Hey, man, let me know. I don't know. Also, I've got a gassy because I was a little junk food craze during lunch hour because we were out fishing yesterday. And I might as well talk about it because I'm somewhat involved but not very present. And while I do that, I might as well resume Sir Chunks a lot and try to remember what colored paint. Okay, so I had purple and I had red. Okay, okay, I remember. I remembered something. That's good. Okay, and now I can't find it. Okay, I found this one. And where the heck? Purple. I found you. Okay, so today it's the same stuff. Sorry, it's because I have a buttload of crap to deal with. Okay, it's clearly evident. But I did, off camera, I did manage to progress a little further. I don't know if you can tell, but it's a little more detailed. Oh, they left. I'm used to that. Okay. Um. So anyway, I don't know if I'm going to. This is also technically an experiment test run to see if it's okay to do it more than one time. But if it's like way too much, like this is too intense for me, one day out of the week is totally fine. And also, if I am going to switch to one day of the weekend instead and closing down the Wednesday, um, close off the Wednesday time slot and dedicate my time to this area in the weekend, I probably have to kind of adjust and test things here and there, and this being one of them. Whether or not one is enough, one day is enough, or I could just do two, depending on whether or not it's receptive. I get more views because I do need the required view count and whatever's, all that technicality, blah, blah, blahs. Blah. So, yeah, in the title, I mentioned the fishing ambush of the striped bass. And I cannot see what that says, but I see it said hi. So hello there. Sorry, I'm not multilingual. I'm very boring. I'm sorry, but still thank you. I appreciate that you showed up. Um the fishing ambush. Right. So we went fishing yesterday. I'm always surly and I can leave at the drop of a hat. That's how I am. Very, very, very supportive, even if I don't like the hobby. But give me a reason, say something stupid enough, I know how to go home. Yeah. Anyway, I was what was I doing? I'm gonna fast forward to the part where it started happening where my husband, while fishing, he saw a striped bass jump out of the water in the bay. And I didn't see the fish itself, but I saw a big splash happen in the water. So there's something going on. And he's like, "Oh, there's a big fish." I was like, "Okay, there's a fish. All right then." And that's my ongoing mood throughout the entire day because while I can help with fishing, like all the prep work, all the learnings, all the, you know, knowledgeable about the tides and the kinds of fish. And I'm like, just give me a fishing pole and I'll help. That's all I can do. And then later on, I was dealing with my poles. We were catching some anchovies when we showed up. There was a handful showing up, but I think we were too slow. We showed up a little late, and then about 2, 3, 5 minutes in, they kind of waned. They did not show up as much. And then after a few more attempts, there was like almost no anchovies. I'm trying to think because this boy's talking. um, hey, not too noisy, okay? You were warned. The fishing pole was not as active, and oh my gosh, you too, and your bodily fluid talk and poop. I'm trying to get to the point, and so let's see. Fishing, right? See, this is why I don't like when people talk louder than me, and I'm trying to say something, and I get super distracted. The fish were not biting in terms of the anchovies, and so prior to that, I had already went to the store to buy some drinks and snacks. I was parched, and so were my family. The other thing was I wanted some ice cream. And so there was no fish biting. I turned around and go, oh, I'm going to get some ice cream. And I left my pole by the freaking pier and got, what was it called? Moose Tracks or something. It's like vanilla ice cream with chocolate and little mini peanut butter cups. Yeah. Big back, am I right? So I was like, ooh, ice cream. And so I wandered off from my pole and was eating some ice cream. My back was fully turned away from the pole. And then while this was happening, I didn't even hear my husband calling out to me because it turns out while he was dealing with the fishing pole, the my pole was almost being dragged into the sea, and he reached over and got it in time, but by then there was like some kind of struggle, and I think he was calling out, but I was totally immersed in the land of ice cream, so I did not hear a damn thing. I was like, ooh, ice cream. That's how bad I was. And then the whole time I was eating said ice cream, he was fighting with this large fish. He managed to pull up the string and he found out it was a striped bass. And I was like, what? When he told me the story, I was totally unaware. He grabbed the string, but the string snapped, and for whatever reason, the weight, the 2 ounce weight that was kind of heavy, it somehow got dislodged and bonked up my husband on the head. I still find that funny because I just imagine like boonk. He's like, ah. Sorry. And then he's near me, so he's hearing me laugh at him. And then and then the fish got away by breaking the pole in half. So I wish I had proof. It's in the other room. So the fish left scot free with probably a whole bunch of the hooks attached to its mouth or body or what have you, and the weight has gone to the water and broke the fishing pole. By the time I turned around, all of that happened. I had no idea that was going on. He's like, I just saw my husband with a broken fishing pole. And I was all like, I just wanted ice cream. What the fuck happened? What are you doing? And then it was weird because like, why did they pick the weakest fishing line? There was other poles out there that were much stronger than the one I was using for the anchovies. And we're like, he has a PhD in avoiding getting caught, apparently. So now my husband has a personal vendetta against said fish, and he wants to go tomorrow get the striped bass for the sake of revenge, apparently. Also, hello there. I want to say your name, but I worry that I will say it wrong. Syria, I think. I will not say all of it. But thank you. Thank you for showing up. And then, yeah, that was the majority of the fishing trip, really, that he was going on and on about the the striped bass because he saw it. What he knows what a striped bass looks like. He caught one before, but not by the pier. And so it was so weird that we even saw. We didn't even know that was a thing by the piers. We always thought it was like you have to get a boat and drive out into the water and get the striped bass with fancy schmancy equipment, not with fishing poles. But the one the striped bass went to was my crappy poll for only anchovies, so it was inevitable for it to break in half dealing with said striped bass that weighs probably over 20 pounds. Um, yeah, so that was, I don't know if it was interesting for you. I just thought it was a little funny because all I just wanted was fucking ice cream, guys. I just wanted ice cream. I was enjoying said ice cream. I turned my back and my fishing pole's broken in half. So it is what it is. And so I was given the option, you don't have to show up tomorrow. And I was like, that sounds fun. And I was like, oh, but we need anchovies, so we kind of need you at this. Like, am I going or am I not? So there's, here I have a micro dilemma tomorrow morning, or later today apparently, since it's 12:35 a.m. over here. Okay, all right. So there's something going on with the lines. There's hope yet, and I will get back to the shoes later. I swear. Also, thank you for tuning in. For those of you who are watching, I am always grateful because I was working on doing the live streams on my weekday usual time slot on Wednesday, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I do not get this activity, I swear. If you dare going there on that time, like, you'll just see me comment on every single person that I don't know their names, but they just go on in and dip on out. Go on in, dip on out. Go on in, hang around for 3-4 minutes, dip on out. It's like that the entire time. And I want to be grateful, and I am to some degree, but then the activity is not like right now where I have a handful more of people, and so I'm still technically not used to it because I'm like, oh, I should. Is there a song and dance for this? And no, I'm not going to go on camera and dance and sing because you're welcome. And so, like, I want to show what I'm good at, not embarrass myself. Okay. I mean, little impro. What the heck is that boy doing? Sorry, he's having his big belly laugh segment. So I was like, oh, and it sounded like an evil laugh. Lovely. All right, so those of you tuning in and having no idea what the heck I'm doing, yes, I'm going to have to be repeating myself every so often for newcomers joining in. I have projects. This is one of them. And I tend to interchange with old projects and current projects because I've lost my mind at some point. And I wish I was as talented as people I've seen online. But that doesn't mean I won't give you a run for your money. There's people way talented than me. Oh my god. You look, it's not that hard to look online. The art is crazy competitive. As much as I want to compete, I can't handle. I want to enjoy it, not be in competitive mode all the time, every time when I'm doing this stuff. I just don't feel the joy when I'm competitive. I mean, maybe once or twice, and then that's it. Otherwise, it's like, where's the fun in that? So this is me having fun on a weekend. Okay, so if you're wondering, how come you don't go clubbing? Why don't you drink? Why don't you experiment? Whatever that means, I don't know. And so this is me experimenting. Okay, and okay, here's the other side. I haven't. Oh, I started cleaning up this side. I'm gonna try to slowly but surely taper down and try to make this a lot less. I'm not sure it's gonna work out. Help! Oh, of course. Yeah, yeah. I agree, Neko girl. I totally agree with that. I've been doing that the whole time. The rare instances I do it for other people, it's usually friends I've known for X amount of years. Rare times, like a free request. I'm not, right now it's no, 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 no. But because of this, I'm too busy with these things. But most of the time, if not all the time, 95.787653 of the percentage of the time, it's generally for me and stuff I like or find interesting, of all time, long term, or short term, spur of the moment. Because I like a lot of things. And that's one of the reasons why I feel like I'm not popular online art wise, because I usually, what I've noticed and glimpsed upon, People like predictability. They like consistency. They like the same similar things all the time. Yes, there are people who are creative, but you have to be good all the freaking time. I can't afford to be like that. Yes, I do this, but not all the time. This stress, like this took me several months, and this is how far I got, and then I stopped. So, for those of you tuning in, I do have cards. Oh, thank you, Diana. I really appreciate that. I am not good with coloring, believe it or not. I look at references, so that seriously helps me a lot. If there's any people saying don't look at references, you're not a true artist, shut your trap. Okay, I need it. My memory's trash. Okay, and you don't have to use it carbon copy wise. This is not carbon copy. Most of it, but well, it's practice. Having practice is fun too. Okay, so what I also do originally, well, I don't have a card. Oh my god, I don't want to do this on here. I do card art, not so much for, everything has to be nice, good, and perfect and all that, but I do it so there are projects I've been meaning to do over the years and I forgot, and this is like a very small starting point. Visual reminders, visual aids to remind me that, oh, I should do a larger project of this. There's a lot of these. Oh, it's upside down. So we have frog. And then some of them are like a small puzzle. It's not, I'm not going to cut up the card, but like you could put them together. This was inspired by those Jim Lee X-Men cards he did, and they had the danger room. Then you put like, I think it's like a total of 9 cards, and it's the entire danger room with X-Men doing the training room with I think one of the Sentinels, something like that. And so that inspired me to do this, but it's all rounded. It's not like flat edge square cards. But I thought this was really cute. And it gets more complicated, I swear. But let me see anything else. Actually, this project I already started on. I'm looking at it right now. It's hanging on my wall, but it's not finished. And so, yeah. But I didn't have it as in card form, so there it is. And then I have from Black Myth Wukong the headless monk. He's my boy. I was like, oh, I need him in my card deck, and so I did. Yeah, ugh, geek, but I like it a lot. And then if you want to see how messed up, like here, I know some people hear of the concept of cute creepy and they put them together. I'm not good at that concept. I like cute things. I like creepy things, but I tend to be more partial towards creepy. Towards, yeah, that's how bad it gets. And it's supposed to be Jigglypuff. Yeah, it didn't work out for me. So, let me see what else I got. No, well, I see I can do cute things too, but funny enough, this is a little harder for me because cute, simple drawings have a sort of standard on how they're supposed to look like. I'm not good at that. Detailed things, I can hide my mistakes. There's like at least 500 mistakes on here. I hit it with paint. But a simplified character in a simplified setting, if I do some area wrong, it just throws off the entire image and I'm screwed. So, like, this is a little different. So, I don't know. These are like soda pop fairies and they're pigs, and I love them. This has more detail, so I was able to get away with hiding my mistakes oh so much. I should do more. I need to do more of this one, but maybe not as a big painting, maybe a small painting. And then, what is that? Oh, I think I did this in one of my lives, and this is a Chamber from Generation X. I think he's an X-Men. I don't know. My Marvel comics lore is super old, but yeah, I did Chamber, part of him anyway. I think I did in one of the phone live, so that's pretty cool. And then some of these don't care for. And then Ryu, Evil Ryu. I've been meaning to draw him, and I finally did. He kind of reminds me of Huang from Soul Blade. This is pretty cool. I like this one. But I just worried this looks more like a sunflower than an open wound. But evil people can enjoy sunflowers. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't judge. Probably. So, yeah. So I have these sort of visual reminders to jumpstart me into getting into larger projects, and it has been quite successful. I'm not gonna do every single card as a project. Like, even if I'm like, oh, I should do it, but not enough. So a small size like a card is a good enough idea. And for those of you unaware, I have 200 completed decks. I mean, 200 cards, so it's like a 100 card deck. I have 2 decks completed, so 200 cards total. I have 2 or 3 more decks in the process, but yeah, yeah, you can kind of hear that I'm burnt out. Yeah, I am, but I like I do, so that's what keeps me going. If other people like it, it's debatable. I don't mind because I know people are competitive, and sometimes I kind of get the impression that they find my work and I'm sort of seen as a threat. I'm not saying like, oh, I'm a threat. Beware of my talent. No, because there's people way more talented than me. Oh my god, look long enough, and it doesn't even take that long. There's so many talented younger people than me that are way more well versed in a bunch of mediums and methods of doing art and creativity. And I'm like, I just do flat stuff. Well, I do crafting, but it turned me into a hoarder. Not gonna lie. So I try not to. Um, I have to use up my materials that I've hoarded, and I haven't gone to that yet. And I even have like needle felted kits I haven't even started. Well, I didn't buy those. My sister gave me those. I might. The thing is, you can custom make them. You don't have to necessarily adhere to the directions, so you can totally make them your own. And that's what I want to do with those needle felted craft kits. But I'm trying to figure out what the heck do I do. But it's been like maybe 3 years since I had the project. Yeah, it's gonna take a while, I swear. Also, I ate kind of too much. I need to not do that because I get kind of gassy and uncomfortable. I did take some medicine earlier, but I might have to take another pill just to be on the safe side. Um, I didn't have much lunch, like unless you count ice cream as lunch and water. So when I got home, I kind of was hungry, and then I was like, okay, I shouldn't have done that. Should not have done that, but here we are. So I'm a little micro uncomfortable, but it's passable for the time being, unless I have it renders me asunder or some other or incapacitates me. I don't think it's that bad, but just in case, I might sign off early just to rest. But I wanted to get something done because I've been doing the fishing stuff and eating and going blah my tubby for the whole day. So I want to get something done. So I said I did a thing. Yay. What else am I going to talk about? So for those of you unaware, because it's on a weekend, I don't have a script. So this is all just me pulling stuff out of me. Magic show, and it's terrible. Um Yesterday after the live stream, I continued on. I had extra paint. That I was like, why did I continue? I should have just went to sleep. It was because I took out more paint than I should, and I try my best not to waste the paint. But eventually, I put some back somehow, and then the rest that was still kind of um, less, I ended up painting what I could on this side here. Now I can resume. I'll let this stuff dry. I'm trying not to. Oh gosh, there's some messed up areas here too. Good to know. Let's put you, I guess here. So, because I need to see what time it is. Oh gosh, let's bask in my mess. Oh my god. Oh my god, how do I fix it? Good idea. I no, it's not. I don't have an idea. I'm just staring at it and and stalling. I'm stalling. I need to finish my water too. I think one way to do it is to paint over it. I'm not going to be happy with that, but I think I have to. That's the only way I can figure it out. Ah, thank you, Cree. I appreciate that. I know I say appreciate it, but that's because I actually do. is there a is there a word synonymous to appreciate? Not depreciate, but appreciate. I need to take these out of my shoe. Yeah, I sometimes I wonder how I store things. I think I took after my mom because she has a way of keeping old things and storing them in random weird things, and like mother like daughter apparently. Because I don't like to bring like an extra bag of these things. I just stuff them in my shoes and bring them to the other room and just paint from there because I do that. Okay. Also, I might be burping, so if you don't like burping, I'm sorry. Middle-aged people burp a lot. Well, better burping than farting. I haven't farted live. You're welcome. Ew. All right, all right. So what else can I talk about while I paint? As much as I want to talk about the process, as I've mentioned yesterday, I'm not very good at that. My half of my eyeballs get sleepy when I tried. It did. It was pretty bad. I mean, I can mention a few tidbits here, like what I'm doing and why I'm doing the thing, and then that's about it. If I talk too long, I don't want to be, oh god, I'm sleepy. It's already late. I don't want to make myself even more tired, right? Okay. Alrighty. And we need the pink. I'm also debating whether or not I should paint the shoelaces, because I think I saw a person do that. The other option is I just buy new shoelaces, because the original of this was all white, and I have laces. Usually with white laces, they get dirty the moment I stick my foot out of the door. So I'm wondering if I should paint them and coat it with something. But wouldn't it make the laces crunchy? That's yeah, that's what I was thinking. So I was like, maybe I should just get like black laces, or but that looks weird. I don't know. Like I mentioned, it's the first time I painted on shoes, and shit. I don't know what I'm doing. Help me. Okay, so I have to paint over all of this and make it maybe kind of fade it out, I think. Because this is a bit too heavy. I just worry it's going to be super crunchy. All right. Okay, this is kind of a weird angle, but I'm trying to make sure people see it. Usually, when I'm painting, it's comfortable for me, but now I have to think about people. And so I have to make sure people can see. But I can also adjust if I don't feel like it. I'm tired. My right arm is a little sore from the fishing. Yeah, I went fishing too. I don't just sit there and cheerlead. I do fishing, but it's not very. I'm just there. I don't prepare anything. I was like, you better do that. That's not my hobby. And then I was like, okay, now I will help you. So, okay, at least I'm being honest about that. I know there's like, I guess they're like the like subcategories of pick me girls, like the ones that go hunting, the ones that go fishing, the one and there's like I'm not like other girls. I go hunting. Like okay, good for you, but you don't have to advertise that. You can mention it when you're, you know, dating. But no, I'm just ridiculously supportive apparently. Okay. Oh my god, I think I used too much paint again. I need to not do that because that means I have to buy more paint later. Dad, wipe my butt. That's on live. Thank you. What they said, not what they're doing. All right. Goodness. Anyway, see, I get disoriented when they disrupt me, and I'm like, what was I talking about again? It's gonna be like that when you get older. Fun fact. Um. Hmm. Yeah, I don't like fishing, even though I go. And I know, and I will, I have caused a stink sometimes, but it depends on how they talk to me. Like, if you're gonna give me attitude and you want me to help you out, don't do that. I don't have to help. I will not be specific what I mean, but like if I'm super invested in your hobby, when are you going to be invested in my hobby? And you don't, yeah, in my hobby, you have no excuse in not participating because I have all the materials. You can do it at home. It's practically free. I got all the stuff. You have no excuse. But for whatever reason, he's like, I need to be inspired. I'm like, I'm going to be dead by the time you're probably inspired, okay? So do something. So yeah, but the other thing is I can't force people to like what I like, and they also can't force me to like. So I'm always very verbal about I don't like this hobby, but I will support you. Yeah, I'm gonna fix this. It's like I think near the bottom I can make it more dark, and then this one not too much, and then I could try to remember what the heck I did. Because oh my god, I have so much to fix. This is so bad. Like I should have done less of those tentacles and then just left the rest alone. No, I went way too much. Yeah, I could have just done the gradient and just called it a day. And then I went up and did this. Like, oh my gosh. I do low key regret going this far with this shoe. But I gotta commit apparently. I already started it. And yes, I have to compete with my family because they're noisy. This is kind of why I have a loud voice. Because everyone else is louder than me. And if I don't have a loud voice, I could be walked all over. Not literally, but you know. I might not be on here as long as the other one because I am kind of tired. But I just wanted to get some work in with this stuff because the entire time I'm not doing art things. And I want to get something done so I have some level of progress going on. But I wish I didn't eat so much. I was like, what the hell was I thinking? I was hungry. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay. Okay. I've yet to figure out what do I do for the 100K milestone. I have no idea. I'm not very smart at this stuff. Like I mentioned yesterday, the last time I did something similar was maybe in DeviantArt with the kitty bonds. Like every 1K or every XK, you do something in terms of art. That's like, yeah, there's a direction, but what do I do from there? I don't know. There are suggestions, but I don't want to be too ambitious right now. Especially the way I've been eating lately. I'm like, why did I do that? Okay. Okay, this isn't too bad. Not too bad. Okay, it looks gross, but it's something. This was too many tendrils. I want to make it less, and I hope I don't make my shoe crunchy. Please don't be crunchy. It'd be funny. I wear these shoes and these just crunch in public. The other option is making them as decorative pieces, but I feel kind of awkward thinking about that. Decorative shoes. No, there are decorative like ceramic boots or whatever, like lady boots. My parents had that. I remembered, vaguely remembered, and I was like, but these aren't ceramic. You're supposed to wear these. Like what? Oh God, there's yellow. Oh shoot, I forgot. Fine, you get your yellow, you peasant. Sorry, I talk to inanimate objects sometimes. Not seriously. Just I joke way more than I should. Ugh, gosh. I'm like super full now, so I'm a little micro uncomfortable, but it's somewhat manageable unless I'm like, guess what? I gotta close up. Okay, what else can I talk about? Oh, there's some stupid planning in the city here. I don't want to talk too much about it, or I'll get super rageahol and start ranting a la mode. I don't feel like doing that to you guys. I don't want to torture you with my multitude of rants. I already do that already with my regular talk, but let's not add on to the pile, is what I'm trying to say. There's so much news going on around the world and here. I'm like, I'm not very smart about such things, but I do keep track of what they are, and a lot of it I really don't like seeing it. It even gets to the point where they also mention the Philippines, and I also don't want to mention that too much because I'm not very well aware of the situation there. I hear of things from my family that does visit there. As for me, I don't. I'm not saying I'm not interested. It's just I have little knowledge of what's going on. But what I do hear, it doesn't sound very good. And I'm like, oh boy. Okay, that's looking a little less busy, so that's good. And the other option is I can make this seem like it's in the background, and then I have some more, but not as much in the foreground. That is also possible too. So while I'm doing the paintings, Mr. Sir, you don't have to accentuate your voice right now, okay? Dada's right next to you. Okay. I know where that came from. That's from his dad's side. They talk like that. My in-laws talk like that. I'm not shaming them. That's just how they sound like because they have to deal with older relatives and they can't hear very well, and so they talk extra loud sometimes. You can hear them like almost a block away. That's how loud they are. So I'm like, oh, okay, they're there. They're at their house. They're super sweet though. So I don't. I'm not bashing on my relatives. On my in-laws, I mean, relatives, in-laws. Yeah, they're actually pretty cool. Should I talk about my stories in China? I'll try to talk about good ones. I don't want to focus too much on bad stories because there's too much of that here in Western media. But I'm not going to say like no bad things ever happened over there. Like, yeah, they did, but I lucked out most of the time. Most of the time. Let me think of what stories in China do I have. Um, Good question. There's a lot of drama, but I don't want to get into that because that's more work related. I found out my boss that from my old job, she didn't totally quit, I mean, close down her business. They still have an English training center, but it's not officially an English training center. It's like they teach several subjects, but they also include English, so they still have a business. And I was like, oh shoot, I shouldn't talk bad about them then. But it might be under a different name, so I don't know the technicalities. But just to be on the safe side, I won't talk about that too much. Um, Oh, there is one story I have, and it's involving spies. And it's not like government spies. No, it's for schools. English training centers send spies. I didn't know that. Neither did you. And now you do. Yeah, that was a thing. Like, oh my God. Like, that's how highly competitive those schools were. They would send in spies. um there was one class I did. I think I was still new, fairly new, and it was for like ages 12 to 14-year-old kids. So they're like preteens, tweens, whatever. And I had this idea of having a fashion show. And I mean, they're not wearing, like extra garments, rentals or anything. They're just using their clothes, and they have to be in like groups or some other, and they have to describe the kinds of clothing that the students are wearing as they walk down the runway. And there's no, stupid, gender role, whatever. You just describe your clothes so they can practice using descriptive words like adjectives and this and that, and to kind of make somewhat of a sales pitch because they're going to be marketed into the, well, someone said Zara, let's have it sold in Zara. How did they know Zara when they're 14? But they did. And so yeah, sure. And there was a new student that came in and wanted to sit in the class, and his parents was in there, and he participated in the activity of the fashion show, and he had a good time. It was fun. And then I forgot if my school installed cameras in each classroom just to make sure people weren't getting causing too much of a ruckus. But they found out eventually that the parents, after that session was done, after that class was done, they discovered that parents, I don't know if it was like a direct parent or a grandparent of some kind. They had a camera. They used their phone to record everything. And then they left and they never came back ever again. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not sure the entire situation. Like, they could have been like, oh, this is a way to learn English and you can do that. Or they might have been from a former training center and took that information and gave it to that whatever training center. Because there's more than one training center that I was in. Like, I think 3 or 4 that I know of. And they do that. They can spy on other training centers to see what they got. Trying to figure out what makes that other training center appealing. I was like, what? What? That sounds like um Lifetime TV worthy plots or stuff for the Learning Channel or TLC, what they call. I don't know. Like training centers trying to, you know, have reconnaissance and gather intelligence of other training centers on what, like, what? I thought that was so weird. But it happened. And it happened again. And that one I won't talk about because it involves some people I know. So, but yeah, it's not super common, but it it it, it happened before. So I thought that was so weird, and it's just like that's how highly competitive they are. Like, wow, that's insane. But it is what it is. Oh, actually, there's some other stories, but I don't want to get into that. I don't think they'll be able to see it, but at the same time, I don't. Oh my god, there's just so much drama. It's insane. Like, what the heck? I'm not sure if that counts as a good story, but just the level of competitiveness that they'll do what they can. It's pretty crazy. Anything else I can talk about in China that happened?
Durians have spikes. Durians is a spiky fruit.
My kid has this thing for durian, though he never tried the fruit, but he keeps
Durians,
talking about it.
durians can
I think he would be terrified of the smell if he dared smell it.
you can touch it. Why durians get spikes when they're ripe?
That's just how they are.
What about all these spikes on durians? The spikes to know how it's ripe. Yeah, man.
Yes, crab with a knife. I am painting shoes.
They can
It's
only
I made a big mistake and I'm trying to fix it because the details of the tendrils or tentacles, whatever, of venom. Oh, I should show the other side. Yeah, it's extending from here to the other side, but it's too busy for me. So I'm gonna try to fix it and hope it won't come out as crunchy, but no promises. I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm trying to fix my mistakes because yes, I am human. I make mistakes like no other. And I'm trying to make sure it's not ugly. But good luck. Okay, so yeah, I'm working on that. And thank you so much again. Venom can be cute, I think. Oh my god. I hope I don't use too much paint because then I have to stay up and finish the rest. And I don't want to. Keyboard because I need extra light. Okay. Doink. Okay, so yeah, this is just mostly cleanup and catching up on paintings. I don't finish my projects in one swoop. I don't have enough time to do that. Maybe like if under a 3 hour mark and I don't talk at all, that is possible. But I do talk and I don't mind the talking. So, and I want to keep it as chill as possible, not be super like, I gotta do, be like super agitated and rushing to get things done. I'm too old for that. It's not bad. It's just I don't feel like it right now, especially like it's the midnight mark. Okay, yeah, but I try to do what I can if time allows. Why I didn't do this earlier? Well, for starters, I did try it kind of late, but not a lot of people were around. It's always around this time that is the most busy for me, which I find really interesting and kind of odd. Not disappointed. I'm glad that people are watching because my usual time at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Wednesdays, the activity is not like this at all. They don't even make comments. A few, very few, but then sometimes they're trying to get personal with me, and that's kind of weird. I'm like, yeah, I'm a person. I do art. Thank you. And then they try to ask
Yes,
about how
Apple.
old I am, and I mean, I don't mind the age thing, but then they start asking eh, personal questions, I guess, and I'm like, ugh, like, nah, that's okay. That's okay.
Yes, Apple.
I don't know. I might have to
Why
wrap
I
things up
found
kind
the
of soon. I
mention
don't.
of Jeff Apple tea in
I
one
might have to take more medicine later. Ugh,
the website
sucks.
was
It's just
supposed to give me.
tummy medicine, and it's not Pepto Bismol. I don't think Pepto Bismol works on me too much. It's another brand, but it's pretty effective. But I try not to use that as
So
much,
good.
too much. But when I'm like, oh, okay, I need this so I can
Yeah,
sleep.
you should cook this.
I have to. I also need to drink more water.
Like shoes.
Okay, that's a little better now. It's not as harsh as I thought, so that's a relief. But I also don't want to make it too thick, so it's a crunchy shoe later. I do have acrylic finisher to seal in the colors, but I'm not sure if that will be effective because handmade things look nice, but in terms of durability, unless you have like industrial strength things to keep things together, I don't know. I don't know. It's my first, not my first day, but this is an ongoing learning process about painting on things. Okay, so I'm gonna let this dry because, as you can see, the paint's not very thick. It's very transparent. So I have. That's why, again, this project made me kind of slow. It's very layer intensive. I think that's the best way I could put it. I could start another project because I'm insane. So here's the bag I was mentioning, and it's kind of wrinkly. I could probably iron it. Like, yeah. I just don't like this. This looks like gross. This looks like you won't pay me. Like, yes, I would. So I might start on this because I have extra paint and I need to wait for this to dry so I can add layers. Yeah, it's such a, you know? So come with me and paint some more crap. Okay. I'm not going to sing. Not very well, anyway. I need a swig. I also need something on this monitor so it doesn't keep turning off. I just need extra light. That's basically it. Oh my gosh. I also have sunburn and I hate sunburn. I don't want to be descriptive, but it's starting to be annoying now. Oh gosh. I even wear shirts. Not good enough.
Wow. Jeff
Okay,
Apple, what
so
is
let
ice
me
cream apple? I
do
like it for
the
wait, stop right
painting.
there.
Right. I can
Mention that
words.
Jeff Apple is white for liquid and
I think I'm just going to do the same thing with
why you
the
cannot touch
shoes
using
and just
spikes.
have similar colors just to see what's going on here. I know I should do something to like, no, I don't have time. I don't have time. And I do like this color. Like there's like a kind of rose that has this gradient. I love that rose. But when it fully blooms, it looks ugly. But like when it's like barely starting to open and you see all the colors just have a great, I love that stage of that rose's growth. But then when it's fully opened, what the heck is that? I didn't understand that rose, but yeah, I like the color of that. So I kind of want to do that sort of thing. And I notice I put a lot of pink in my work, which is funny because, fun fact, I used to hate pink growing up. I used to think it's like, oh, it's so gross. I hate it. You know, it was that stupid. But as I got older, I realized I don't, what's so stupid to hate a color? Except certain colors, okay? But like, This the basic ones. I don't. It grew on me. It grew on me. And I'm gonna try to make it as. And there's some caca on it. Not real caca, just like dust and specks. I think it's from my paintbrush because I. Ah, oh my gosh, so disorganized. Okay, so yeah, I have this project, I have this project, and I have this project. So, and the reason why I'm not doing that one totally because it involves dotting, the dotting method, and I'm not very patient. And also, I'm competing with my little boy because he likes to talk louder, which is rich because he's usually quite quiet. Let me put YouTube on and then just put it on mute so I keep this monitor on.
Stuff like this, Ella.
Okay, Chinese thingies. I'm trying to think. That last one I said it was supposed to be positive, but it would turn out it wasn't. But I just thought it was so weird that it got so competitive. It involves spy, not real spies, just people like setting up a camera to record my ideas. Like what? That's so stupid. I thought that was a pretty good idea because I tried it on the adults and they had a fun time doing that. That was really cool. Especially some of the funny adults that you can tell they're the class clown, but they're hella funny. Even with the slight language barrier, they have a way to make everyone laugh. Like that. I do miss some of my classes though, even though it stressed me the hell out. But there were sometimes some classes I really enjoyed, and the students seemed to have a good time. But there were some culture clashes that did arise, especially amongst the high schoolers, because they're just about to break out into the world and stuff, and or at least go to college and learn about things that they didn't learn at home and in books. So I thought that was kind of interesting, but some of it was a little sad. I won't get into that, but I know in the media they always talk about the students like, oh, they love math and that's all they know to do because they love doing art. And like, no, they don't. They want to play and have fun too. They told me, and they're like, but we have no choice. If we stop our activities, we fall behind, and it's we have to. It's a kind of a way to start. Not well, it is sort of like a survival because you have to compete with billions of other kids. Like, sheesh. But they're so like even without all that academic stuff, they're crazy intelligent as hell, and their sense of humor is quite good too. They're super cute. I'm like, oh, and very thoughtful. I'm not sure if it's because of their parents or out of their own volition, but I still appreciate it either way. I just take what I can get. But yeah, I do miss my students. They're they're so freaking funny and so clever. A good kind of clever, not the messed up stuff. But yeah, I kind of wonder how they are. I did learn about one of them. They were supposed to be my TA, but they left suddenly. I think they had like a medical emergency, and so they couldn't be my TA. And I was like, "Where is she?" But her dad explained to me what happened, so I was like, "Okay, okay, I get it." And then he was my old student. Her father was my old adult student, and he was telling me earlier this year in when we had lunch and dinner together with another student and my family about where's his daughter, and she got married. Just oh okay, because last time I saw her, she just finished high school, so it's been several years, and she got married. But their jobs are so polar opposites that he works here in the U.S. Funny enough, and then she stayed behind, works in Beijing. She's a lawyer, and I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. But she's always busy, and so my student travels all the way to Beijing to help clean up. I was like, because they have bullet trains, so he doesn't have to like wait hours and hours on the train. So he goes there like every weekend. I think I was like, what? That's freaking amazing. What the what? So yeah, those kinds of stories I hear that I would never hear if I were in the US. I just think that's so freaking cool that he would go all out of his way to help his daughter when, she works for so many late hours and he just wants to make things a little easier for her. Even though she's already an adult, even though she's like a full-time worker, like she's super busy. Like he goes out of his way to like, oh my god, so freaking sweet. If I didn't seem as awkward, I probably would have a little bit of misty eye. But I was like, oh my god, that's so freaking cool of you. But yeah, I try not to be too too sentimental and stuff. But I was like, hey, that's really awesome of you, man. But yeah, it was just interesting and really cool to see a few of my old students again. And they're so freaking sweet. Oh my god, my heart. And it's funny because they're older than me. They're my students, but they're like in their late 50s, early 60s. And I was like, it's so weird. But yeah, I was like, oh my god. And one of them wanted me to maintain contact after our vacation, but I haven't gotten around to it because I'm not very active on that app that I signed up for. I mean I'm in. I won't mention which one it is, but yeah, I need to give her a lot of gifts. I feel bad. She's also super sweet too. I was like, oh, but she's a little shy about um, her English skill in terms of speaking. She just admits like, oh, I just get shy, and I was like, I totally get it, but just keep talking and that's it. But I wish I could say that's for myself in terms of learning another language. Like it's their English is better than XYZ language, whatever I have. So I totally admire those who know another language. I don't talk shit about those who, oh, you don't speak our language, go back to where, like, oh my God, that's so stupid, okay? Can you say another language? If not, then shut your trap, okay? That's so freaking cool. I wish we were brought up to not make fun of those who know more than one language. I think that's so ass backwards. We should be praising them and even like, hey, can you teach me something besides bad words and dirty things? you know. But yeah, I'm like, oh my god, that's so fucking cool. That's why yeah, it is good to travel when you can and if you can afford it. Like even if it takes you a while to save up, like it's totally worth the learning experience. Not gross whatever trash things you're thinking of, but like actually learning from another culture. I think it's so cool. Even if you don't I don't know, well, of course the countries that are a little bit not safe, like whatever reason, maybe not go there, but places that you are curious about or want to learn about, by all means go ahead. um, you'd be pleasantly surprised. Of course there may be hiccups here and there, but that is all part of the learning process or the trial and error when you go to another country. You just learn from it and move on from there. Learn your lesson. Don't keep repeating mistakes. Just try your best to adapt, adjust, and learn from the country you're a guest in. Okay, that's another thing. I keep hearing stories about foreigners acting a damn fool, especially in Asian countries. Like what? What's the if these people came to the U.S. and did the exact same things? You wouldn't they be upset too, and raise fire and brimstone upon them? Like, why do you think it's okay to do that in other people's countries? I think that's so disgustingly disrespectful. Like, what the hell are you doing? And like, yeah, you should get banned. Like, my gosh. Anyway, yeah, I had a lot. Even though I was kind of at home, sort of sick back during my vacation in June, there were pockets of fun times I had in China, and it was surprisingly kind of nostalgic because I was there for a handful of years, and I was not as lost about, like, while I say I don't understand Mandarin, I'm not as super lost as before. I do pick up pockets of words like, oh, I remember that word, I remember that word, and they're talking about a past time that happened, and then I kind of just start shoving food in my face and stuff. But other than that, it's pretty cool, pretty damn cool. Also, I liked how they do those. Oh, you can wear traditional clothes in certain touristy areas. I wanted to do that and I wanted my son to do that, but it was so heavily crowded and everyone and their grandmama, literal grandmas, were doing it too. So there's no way for us to be in queue and get stuff and just have like half the day spent dealing with, yeah, you have to go in there, pick the dress, make sure it fits. But there were people bigger than me, and so there had to be something for me. And even some of the sellers saw me and my son, like, oh, they would look so pretty in the outfits because they're foreigners. I'm like, how did you know? Like, they know. My God. And so we ended up not doing it. Well, I wasn't able to, but I at least wanted my son to do it because he would be like the cutest little emperor ever. No doubt about it. But he was super, no, I don't wanna. I was like, why not? He'd been looking really good. No. It's like, I wish I had him do that when he was like 2 years old. That would have that would have been so cute. But I know I can't force him into Chinese clothes, so I'm like, okay, fine, 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 fine. Um, I didn't either. I was the one who wanted to do it, but it was just. I think it was also because it was raining, and we thought they'd have the people selling those kinds of rented costumes inside the Shenyang Forbidden City. Yeah, there's a Forbidden City in Shenyang. That's where it's originally at, but they moved it officially to Beijing. Fun fact. They had all of the costumes outside of that um, Forbidden City. And but the last time I did that, I did it before. It was inside the Forbidden City in Shenyang. But for whatever reason, when we went there, it wasn't around, or it was crowded looking. I don't know. We didn't totally see it. So we ended up not doing it, and I was kind of pissed off. Well, not super pissed off, but I was like, no. I did manage to wear Korean clothes. The traditional Korean clothes barely was kind of tight, but it was right by Dandong City because it's near North Korea. I know, and nothing to do with North Korea, but they do have Korean things there, funny enough, and Russian stuff too. So it was kind of interesting. I did that one before, but I haven't done it in a long while. But it was okay. Um, I wanted the Chinese stuff though, but beggars can't be choosers. Plus, it was super crowded. I think it was like a 400-year anniversary of the Shenyang Forbidden City. That's why it was extra crowded that day. So there was that. 400 or 500 years, something like that. Okay, so all right, it's surpassing an hour. All right, okay, I survived. That's not as bad as I thought. Okay, I don't like this stupid puckering of the pocket. Let me see what it looks like here. Okay, okay. Oh, I just realized I have to paint under here too. Damn it. And probably in here. Okay, good to know. Actually, this is kind of, looks like Instagram. God, Instagram cannot take sunset. They are not the owners of sunset gradients. Okay, I need more pink. And the purple. Okay. Hey, don't put that on there, okay? No copyright stuff, please. Mr. Sir. All right. Now, this one. Okay, any other things from China? I like that they have different snacks and limited edition. Downside of limited editions is they don't always have it, but good thing is they try different flavors. Like even something simple like pear soda, pear ice cream, peach soda. Like, why don't we have that here? What the fuck? Or blueberry flavored potato chips. Like, oh my God. Like, and it doesn't have to be there permanently. It could just be like a limited edition. You could try it. I know we have flavors, like we don't utilize them properly. Like, how many sour cream and onion flavors do we need? How many barbecue flavors? How many kinds of cheeses do we need? Honestly, do we need more? No, no, we don't. But it's like we're so lame with our flavors. It's embarrassing. Like, why can't we try new things? That's why I like what I like about Asian countries. They always have different what the heck flavors they are. It can be Western flavors. It can just be simple fruit flavors that are not common, like loquat or lychee. They have tons of lychee. Even have blueberries. We can have blueberry things here besides blueberry muffins. But for whatever reason, we don't like being creative. Or I think people have tried and then they give it to like a test group of people, like a control group, and see like, oh, how would you like it? And they're like, ew, where's the barbecue cheese? Like, oh my god. Oh my god, I'm so sick of that. Like, why can't we have nice new things? Always old shit. Like, it's something as simple as snacks. We just they just combine things together and make it more disgusting. Like, I think one of my friends was just mentioning about having a burger made out of donuts. Like the bread is made out of donut. The bread bun is made out of like a cut in half donut, and they just regular hamburger. Like, and they said it was hella good, but I was like, maybe in my 20s that would be good, but I can't. That'd probably kill me if I ate that. But my God, like that's the kind of creativity we have. We just combine junk food together and just shove it in our face holes. I'm like, ugh, I can't. What was there? There's some old like carnival stuff that kind of freaks me out, like fried butter, fried ice cream. I am kind of curious about, but not enough for me to like, oh, this is my thing now. But like fried butter, like, ugh, gross. I can't. I don't know. I know there's some other ones, but I don't feel like thinking about it and feeling gross. I'm trying to not. I'm trying to feel less gross, but I'm talking about this kind of food. Aw. I was like, good luck trying to not be sick thinking about that stuff. Okay. Why does this look like an Instagram bag? I didn't mean for that to happen, but here we are. I mean, it is kind of pretty though. Oh my goodness. And I guess I can just make it down here purple. I do have another purple. I don't have to do that. Because I like that. I like this purple more than this one. Oh god, that was the paint bottle. I swear. That one was me. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'll hang around a little bit and then I will.
Cute thing.
Oh, thank you.
That gasoline.
Yeah.
So cute.
Women forbidden from divorce, the Philippines. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to look for something that I can keep on in the background. Oh, maybe this one.
Imagine being able to build an
Sorry.
ad with your name on it.
Stupid ad. You have no place here. So I just need something in the background to run while so my monitor doesn't turn off. I do that. Did my shoes dry yet? Oh, okay, it dried. I wonder if this will get flat as I paint. I kind of doubt it. I probably have to use like an iron, and I don't have one on me right now. Like, if I can time travel to like second grade when I had an iron, yeah, I could probably, but I don't have one right now. Or it might have been stored away somewhere for all I know. Or I could just buy one, but I don't feel like it. Oh my gosh. I'm still debating whether or not I go fishing tomorrow. It was an optional thing, not, oh, you have to. It's a requirement for your grade. No, I'm just kidding, not for grades. I'm just being stupid. But I'm still thinking because I'm like hella tired now. I'm like, ugh. Like thinking. Oh, this is pretty. Shoot. So I'm a little off camera, but it looks like this. Aww. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Okay, I'm going to let this set for a bit. Now I got to go back to big old boy here. Yeah, this is what I do. I start a new project, have projects I don't finish, and have a current project I should be working on, and I'm insane, yes. Okay. And as per usual, thank you so much for tuning in and sticking around longer than you should. I always am grateful for that. No matter how many times I repeat the same words, I always mean it. If I did not, I would not say it at all. Or I would forget, and I try my best not to. Let's see here. I also need to try to use up my paint. I don't want to be like yesterday where I was like, oh, I got so much paint, I have to stay up and finish it. And then I just realized I just put it back in the freaking tube. That's how tired I was. I didn't realize that. You big goof. But I also want to leave some areas not totally covered. So I have some tendrils flowing around.
I need some bowl. Some turkey stackums and Lunchables carried bologna and the ham.
Ah.
From, from
I used to love bologna as a kid. I don't know why. It kind of reminded me of hot dogs but flat. And I was like, okay, I like it. I just eat it with bread, sometimes with cheese with
But I
bread.
found a video that
But,
that poisoned kids from Lunchables.
well, I didn't have Lunchables back then. That's how old I am. Lunchables didn't exist when I was a
Looked like
kid.
a pizza maker from Lunchables.
I think they started doing Lunchables maybe when I was like in 8th grade. I'm not sure. But I did not grow up with Lunchables. I think when I was around 8th grade and maybe high school, they started churning those out. And I think I tried one just to see what's up. And I was like, this is what kids like? Ugh. So it never really grew on to me. And plus, it's kind of cold and small. And I don't think that's suited enough for food. So I didn't really get into that. But I was big into junk food when I was younger. Oh my God. Because there was a corner store near the school, the Catholic school I was at, and me and my friends would go there and get Cheetos, get some Nescafe. Oh my God.
And parents in your school buy you Lunchables for you.
No, they bought me Hot Pockets. Hot Pockets was a thing.
And you bought me Lunchables for me.
Yeah, but I wasn't.
And I like it.
Yes, you did. Okay, so I was so big on snack foods growing up. And then now they say, oh, a lot of these are, they give cancer. I was like, what? Who? What? Why? You know, like a whole bunch of things are ultra processed. You're not supposed to be eating that. They have cancer causing agents and carcinogens and arsenic and mercury. And I'm like, where were you 30 plus years ago? You were telling us this was healthy, you big fat liars. What? And now there's all these things coming out of the woodworks and people recalling foods, recalling vegetables, eggs, almond milks and whatever, things from radioactive shrimp from Walmart, something from whatever store. I'm like, oh my God, man. Oh my God, I'm tired. Always something. Never a moment's peace. Like, can we just chill the fuck out? Sorry. As I burp. Like, there's so much stupid going on. I'm so tired of it. But I don't want to take to TikTok or Reels and just start screaming into the camera and start screeching for a solid 20 minutes about why life sucks in America and all that stuff. I mean, I could, but I don't know. It just seems kind of stupid, and I don't want that kind of attention. If they want that for that attention, it's on them. I don't feel the need to. I'm too tired. It's a lot worse if you think further and further and further, and I'm like, I don't need that right now. I need to take care of my kid and stuff, and thinking about that will not motivate me to do that. So I want to think more for my kid and all that good stuff. And then they think there was a guy mentioning, like, have you ever noticed the future is not in our children? Like, they don't mention it. The children are our future. Yeah, like I remember growing up, they made such a big deal about that, but now it's like, do they have a future? Like, what slogan is that for the kids? What the hell? So I don't know. I'm just so tired, and not to mention a whole bunch of people keep talking about I love singlehood. I'm never gonna find this, and like there's all this stuff going on that kind of prevents people wanting or makes people not want to have kids, not want to get married, not even find a relationship, and all that stuff. And I'm all like, I lucked out. Oh my God, shoot, man. It's hectic out there. Well, from what I've seen on YouTube, like if you look long enough and certain topics from Reddit or, testimonies from, like they have TikTok stupid testimonies from their stupid car and they transfer it to Reels or they transfer it to YouTube. And then I find that crap and I'm like, ugh. While I don't have TikTok, TikTok has a way of finding me. I hate that. And I'm like, I don't want to deal with that. But sometimes I end up like, okay, what's a big whoop? How is dating like in 2025? I'm not saying I'm dating. I'm just saying like, what's up? How is it different from when I was younger? And oh my god, man, it's ugh. The hell is going on? And there's people my age having testimonies as a single person or a divorced person, and they're saying all this stuff about why dating in this day and age is like a dumpster fire riddled with diarrhea and projectile vomiting. It's like, oh god, okay, let's calm down now. But I don't think it'll ever be calm again. Not anytime soon, especially with what's been going on these days. I don't feel like talking about because I'm tired and I don't want to think too hard and make my head hurt. Okay, so I have. Okay, oh, okay, this looks a lot better now. It's a bit less chaotic, but I still have tendrils, and that's good. And I have blue here. I turned it to brown by accident. I had some yellow mixed in, so it looks like caca. I don't know why. I thought it turned green, not caca, but I guess not in this case. Okay, I need to wrap up in a few minutes. While I don't want to, I probably should. But I don't want it. But I have to. Welcome to my dilemma. Oh, I was watching a video about Disney adults. I have mixed feelings about that. Well, I don't really have an opinion because I'm not really a Disney adult. I can appreciate the art and animation to some degree. Well, before they went weird and agenda ridden, and they're like a sequel machine. Like they're always churning out sequel after prequel after sequel prequel. Like we don't like. Where's the new stories? There's so many stories out there that should be told, but I feel like if we let Hollywood or Western studios handle it, it's gonna be effed up in some degree. I don't know, but it would be cool to see stories from other people's countries, especially like let's say Cambodia, Singapore, um, Albania, other places that are not people don't really talk about. Philippines, hello, Guam, um, Argentina, El Salvador, other places that people don't talk about. Like, come on. I mean, I know they bring about Philippines, but it's always the same stuff like nurses and lumpia and chanelas and chismes and where's your boyfriend? Things like that. I don't like. Come on, there's just gotta be stuff we want that we hella interesting. But I'm not making fun of those, but that's a lot of things that I hear about when I see Filipino content or ube. Lots of ube. I'm like, I like ube. Don't get me wrong, but I want a bit more. That's all I'm asking. Okay, is that so much to ask? Probably yes, but yeah, I'm glad I did not turn into a Disney adult. I grew up with Disney. That's the weird thing I find baffling. Like, I grew up with the Disney, I grew up with the songs, but I think because of my personality, I did not really adhere to the Disney stuff. Like, I don't like singing, and I'm Filipino. I'll come up with silly little songs for my kid, don't get me wrong, and, maybe with my friends that I trust and won't laugh at me, I'll sing with them in the karaoke. And the last time I did that was 2011 with my friends. With China, I think the last one was 2014. Yeah, see how often I do these things. So, while I'm Filipino, I don't have similar Filipino stereotypical hobbies, and maybe that's why they don't like me. I don't know. I mean, hey man, it's okay to have different things, but I don't know other Filipinos or Filipino Americans that have somewhat similar hobbies to me, except my oldest brother and maybe my cousin, and then that's about it. Other than that, I have a hard time fitting in with my own kind, whatever that is. I don't know. But so with Disney, however, yeah, I think also some Filipinos like Disney too. But for whatever reason with me, it didn't stick. Maybe it was the singing. I didn't care for singing. Maybe it was because I didn't really see myself as a Disney. I do notice a lot of these people, adults that like Disney, they tend to be like the idea of being a princess and being spoiled or pampered and treated with like oh, as if they're royalty. I did not ever see myself as a princess, not in the slightest. So I think that's also a good reason that helped me not take Disney seriously. Um, I didn't go to Disneyland that much. I only went once with my family, and that was it. And I never went there ever again. And that's probably the cheapest Disney trip I'll ever go to because I was 6. Oh my god, yeah. It's so weird trying to think what made me not turn into a Disney adult, and I don't know. Maybe I just liked other things. I didn't really care for Disney that much. Even though I grew up around Disney, I appreciate the animation. Like, how come that doesn't? I think because I was more floored with anime. Yeah, I was those people. And it was when people thought people who watched anime were losers. Yeah, yeah, that's how old I am. Like, you talk about it in open public, like, oh my god, what a freaking weirdo. That's the time I grew up around anime. And the ones who talked about more vocally were geeks and smart people. So I hung around those people a little bit more because they knew more about anime and video games and video game original soundtracks. So I would listen to Chrono Cross uh, music. Oh my god. Yeah. While I'm not smart, I was pretty much like a surface level geek. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, it was that stuff I was more interested in, like the anime and sometimes scary stuff. Certain cartoons like Simpsons. I still quote Simpsons stuff like an idiot. Um, yeah, I like that stuff a lot more. And Warner Brothers stuff like Looney Tunes, those are funny. And they also had Animaniacs. There was also I love Freakazoid. That guy cracks me the hell up. Oh my god. And I like the cat Mr. Chubbikins. I did some of that fan art, but I need to. I haven't drawn Freakazoid in my card art. I need to do that. Okay, I need to remember that. So yeah. Also, a reason why I do these live streams is in case I come up with ideas on the spot and I could rewatch it and like, oh yeah, I can do that. I freaking forgot. I should do that. So, this is also a kind of reminder for me to do other projects as well, not just me just showing my work. I also use it to help me remember because I forget a lot and it's pretty bad. So yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap things up now. It's already 1:48. It's almost 2 a.m. and the editor is wrapping up with his fishing gear, and we gotta go sleepity sleeps. All right, so that's what I. Ooh, what the hell is that? Is that a booger? Why is there a paint booger here? Get out of there, you spot. So I cleaned up most of it. You can still see the tendrils, but it's not as exaggerated. So I don't mind this. I might just add extra and not do too much. So it looks like there's some in the background, some tendrils in the background. So that's a pretty okay idea. But again, I have to wait for it to dry, which drives me nuts because I want things to go forward. And these layers are driving me nuts. And I'm always worried that it's going to be an extra crunchy, thick shoe. That's one of my concerns as I'm painting. But I don't like what I did there. I thought it was good. And then the more I looked, the more I stared and tried to fix it, the more I hate it. So here's hoping. Here's hoping. This side I'll probably save for later. But this is what I have so far. And I think I showed earlier, but for those of you tuning in, I did clean him up a little bit more. So he is not as disheveled and disgusting. He's getting there. I could add a little bit here and then wrap it up. What did I do on this live stream? I talked about the fishing trip and being ambushed by a striped bass, and he technically bonked my husband in the head with a 2-ounce fishing weight. I don't know why. I thought it was a little funny, but he was a little pissed about that, so I kept quiet. But I still laugh in my mind, of course. It's like a little 2 inch weight just bonked my husband in the head. That's a little funny. And so he wants to go fishing tomorrow, and I it's optional for me this time, but I'm like, you know. Then I talked about things online, painting stuff. I started another project because I've lost my mind. I also continued painting this rainbow chub over there. I did the line art for the red lines, so that's good. I sort of, no, there's a little bit there, but it's not too bad. But because it's super intimidating, I don't want to, I won't stop picking at it. Then I also started on an Instagram bag. No, it's not Instagram bag, but the colors just happen to be very Instagrammy. I'll try to fix it, but I do like the color regardless. Instagram doesn't own Sunset. Okay. Oh, and then more rambling, more talks about. I talked about China a bit and started off a little interesting with training center spies. I don't know if they. I don't think they do that anymore because they're super strict now. But while I was talking, I continued going on with the shoe, and I have the Venom. Oh, I did add some pink here yesterday. I was remember what the heck did I do here that was anything different. I added a bit more pink here because I still want my sunset somewhere peeking through this massive symbiote. He has a lot of stuff going on here. I do like this part. And I was wondering whether or not I should paint the shoelaces, but the shoelaces might be kind of crunchy, even if it is a fabric. So I'm debating whether or not I just buy new shoelaces because white shoelaces. Actually, I'll take off this tape. It's kind of hopeless. So there's not much going on here anyway, so that's fine, I think. And if I find out, oh, I do need the tape, I'll just get another set. And I was complaining about this side so much that I painted over it, so it's getting better, but I need some of it left behind so I can leave some there. But it will be a lot less than what I had before because it was such an eyesore. I had to fix it. It was so off-putting to me. And then I talked about China more and, how sometimes stuff here is not as what it seems. And I didn't want to get into ranting about what's going on here because just look online enough, you'll find it. You don't need me to repeat what's going on. But yeah, I talked a lot. That's great. Okay, not really, but it's something. And I got some work done, so that part is great. So let me close off these paint thingies. Like I had this open for like the whole hour. Okay. Oh, right. I need to put the paints back in my shoe because that's what I do now to travel around. I don't like getting like an extra bucket because I'm lazy. So I do. This is something me and my mom have in common. We just use weird things to put things away and then hope it'll be useful in the future. And it has been. Because this is the perfect amount of colors I need for this frigging project. So yeah. Okay. All right. All right. All right. So that'll be it for now. I am poopadooped. And have a great rest of your Sunday and hopefully the rest of your new week. I will still go on next Wednesday to talk about maybe tapering down, not going on Wednesday, my usual time slot on Wednesdays, and then maybe shift over to this time slot between Friday and Sunday. I hope that will be okay. Oh, hey! 3 a.m. Hey, what's up? Oh my god, I'm about to close. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'll hang around to like at least 5 minutes and then I'll shut up, I swear. So how you been? How you been? I was about to close up actually, but I need to clean up anyway, so that's fine. So I can make excuse. Okay, great, great. So how you been? Let's see. Yeah, I was just wrapping up. I just made a summary of what I was talking about, like continuing on the projects, talking about a few things when I lived in China. Oh, I don't think you saw this because you've been you were out maybe, but I did work on this a little bit. I had to work on the red part because it looked like a big pile of red mush. And so, yes, please don't ask to make this into a shoe. I'll be like, I don't like you anymore. It's too much. Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. It's an old, not old project. I had it around for maybe 3 or 4 months, but it got intimidating clearly, and so I got really tired. I'm almost done though, but there's a lot of dotting around the jawline. I'm really tired doing it, so I've been putting it off. But I think once I do a few things, I'll show it. Sorry. Like once I do, they have a lot of spots here. There's a lot more in the original reference. And then this area needs to be cleaned up more. And then this needs to be cleaned up more. And then I got to fill this part out. And then fix whatever messed up areas are on here. And then fix the shadows. Then maybe I'm done. So yeah, there's a reason why I do details. I've been. Sorry, I have stuff in the background, but yeah. Thank you so much. I just want to make it as clean but also kind of accurate as possible. It's supposed to be for practice, but I went overboard apparently. Oh, I forgot to ask you, what kind of things do you draw or paint or whatever you do? I don't think I asked last time. And I'm still cleaning up, so I need to. I have so much paint. Dang it. Okay, I think I have to put this one away. That makes sense. Oh, cool. There's a lot of artists I noticed that don't like drawing people. I mean, I know there's some, but the ones I keep encountering when I look online, they say, I hate drawing people. Bleh, I want to draw animals and creatures and monsters and stuff. I'm like, yeah, that's okay. But I didn't used to like drawing people, but it grew on me, so I think it's pretty nice. Hey, man, hey, you're already halfway there with trying, as long as you like what you're doing. Yeah, I actually don't like realism too much, but I end up doing it because it makes sense. But once in a while, I do make cutesy things too, and also scary things. But it's all in good fun, I think. Oh, okay. Hey, stylized arts is pretty cool too. I think it has your own personal style. Like copying can only do so much, and I actually copy a lot in terms of practice because I'm super rusty in drawing, despite what I do. I actually don't like painting and coloring. I mean, painting in color because I didn't finish art classes, and then so I have to force myself to learn how to color, or I just keep doing the same thing over and over again. But overall, it's been pretty fun when things make sense. But sometimes when I have to mix colors, especially like I need this exact color, and then I use up so much paint to achieve that. It's really annoying. Oh yeah, yeah. Yo, hey, me too. While I did say I went to art classes, it was stuff I didn't really care for, or I mean, I picked a few tidbits here, but not like, oh, art classes changed my life. It's basically self-taught for me too. So yeah, that's great. Just sorry, I'm cleaning, and why did I just do that? I shoot. Purple, I think I can put away too. Yeah, I'm actually so hot. Like I get a few tips from my oldest brother, third older sister, sometimes my second older sister, but that was like decades ago. And so everything else I might see briefly on Pinterest or on YouTube, maybe a tiny bit on Instagram, and then that's it. Most of it I just learn on the spot. And I think as long as I like it, that's all that matters. And even if it's messed up, there's some level of progress. Like, okay, I learned something. Don't do that, but let's do this instead. Something like that. Oh gosh. I was like, I thought I was done. This purple. Yeah, I wouldn't either. I heard they're super expensive. I know people who are still in art school debt. and that was one of the reasons why I didn't go to art school. One of the issues was money, and I knew a friend's cousin who kept suggesting, "Oh, you should go to this art school here. I've been going there, and this and that." And then I go like, "Isn't it expensive?" Like, "Oh, I have it like paid scholarships. Like, I'm not that talented to." At the time, I didn't think I was that talented to get a scholarship, a full paid scholarship to go there. And I think I remember getting the application, but nothing came out of it. I ended up not turning it in for whatever reason. I think I was just like, I don't think I have the money for it. So I ended up not going. Hey, okay, that's cool. What made you want to be a police officer? I'm not very brave, so I don't think I'd be qualified. I might throw up a lot. God. Especially if there's like a crime scene and there's like mauled bits of people all over the. I'd be that guy people laugh at throwing up on the side of the road. Oh my god. I would not be a cool police officer. Oh, cool. Okay, okay. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, I think sometimes when we're inspired to do stuff, it's usually something we see on TV. That's pretty neat. Yeah, for me with arts, I just started scribbling. I think one of my earliest memories was scribbling on my older siblings' fairy tale books, and they did not like that, but I wanted them to also read me the stories. But I would also draw on the picture book because the art was really nice, I remembered. But then I would scribble it with pencil, and I was like, I'm helping. Oh, okay, okay. I think in certain circumstances, I think that's good. And then there are other times, I guess we have to tread waters carefully, but for the most part, as long as it's not overstepping boundaries, I think that's a good quality. As for me, I tend to be kind of careful because I tend to encounter people who don't like my opinion sometimes. And they get mad or just stop talking to me. And I'm like, you said you wanted my opinion and I gave you one. And they just F off. So I'm like, huh. Yeah, yeah, it's weird. I mean, I think before I was a lot more timid and voicing out my opinion because I see what happens to people who did voice their opinions and end up getting in trouble. So I would be quiet. But then I also verify, is it okay to say what I want to say? Is it okay to speak my mind? Are you sure about that? And they're like, oh, yeah, yeah, totally. Because I need to be sure because I've had instances where they're like, I don't like that, you know. What? You told me. I'm not safe. Okay, I gotta put this stuff away. Put it away. And stuff it back in my shoe. Because I gotta put these away. Yeah, yeah. I was wrapping up right before you left. I'm not hanging here. I can't do the same schedule like before. It was a 3-day weekend, but this time it's a regular weekend, so Saturday, Sunday is fine. But I can't do it Sunday, Monday because there's no 3-day weekend, and I have an appointment with my kid on Monday morning, so I can't do it. So yeah, I'm like, aw.
One video.
Still good hearing from you.
On my dad's phone,
Oh lordy, what fell?
the phone riding on a boulder pin.
Oh, okay. Oh gosh, everything's falling. Live, lovely. Oh gosh, this stupid thing. Yeah, I'm just throwing things around. Sorry. Like a whole bunch of paint bottles fell. It's not from my shoe. It's another set of paint bottles that I left up. And they are like, hey, guess what? Let's cause trouble. And just fall all over the place. Like, oh, thank you. That's what I need. More chaos. Oh, okay, cool. It's Father's Day over there. I think our Father's Day is in June. Okay, okay. Hey, sure, why not? Happy Father's Day over there then. Any plans for Father's Day? Yeah, we had ours in June, and when it was June, we were in China. So yeah, I ended up having to pay a gift. Oh my gosh, I'm on. Oh, I'm watching my live on my PC. I'm on my phone, but I also see it on my PC right now. Oh, okay. Yeah. Huh. Yeah, I think usually Sundays, sometimes some people work on weekends. So I was like, oh, okay. Well, maybe you can think of something, or you and your family think of something the following weekend or within the week. I'm not sure how that works out, but I hope eventually you guys figure something out for his day, even if it's belated. Sometimes you don't have to be on the same day. Oh, that's cool. That's really sweet of you. I want some, but I'm not a father. They must be good.
What about Japan poetry and manga knows?
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe they do that due to a reason.
Oh, I'm watching on the PC now, and there's like a slight lag. Oh my god, that's hella weird. I'm watching two at two times, two at the same time. I think that's hilarious. And there is a delay. I think it's. I'm just testing things out now. See how. Okay, so I'm putting the pig there. Like right now on my phone, it's right. It's on key, but on the PC, it's super slow. It's kind of funny. But yeah, I hope you and your family enjoy your Father's Day. That'd be really cool. Well, when you guys have enough downtime together, that's really awesome of you to take the time to make brownies. I kind of want some. I'm not asking for you. I just I want some brownies, but not at 2:06 a.m. Not a good idea. Oh my gosh, he rolled away. That'd be funny if I went fishing with my family and this came out of the this came out of the fishing. That'd be kind of cute. I'll be like, I can't eat you, and I'd have a dilemma whether I should keep it or throw it back into the water once it came. But same time, use packet. Hey, no shame in that. I do the same thing too. um, I mostly use packet stuff or from the box. We have one from the box. It still tastes good. Nothing wrong with that. There is scratch, but I'm like, oh, there's extra steps. That's I don't shame people who use from the packet or the box because I do the same. But as long as it still tastes good, you're good to go. Do I have anything worth showing? Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, have a good one though. Thanks for dropping back. Yay, yeah, no problem. Have fun. I hope he enjoys the brownies. Bye. Take care. Bye. Aw, that was sweet. So yeah, I she was there in the last live stream, and she was super cool and really sweet about talking about where she's from and all that stuff. So yeah, thank you so much again. I have to go to sleep, but I'm still happy you guys joined in when you can, and I always appreciate it. I'm ever so grateful. I wish I knew more vocabulary synonyms, but I mean that honestly. So take care of yourselves. Have a great rest of your Sunday or upcoming week, and take care. I'ma go be quiet now. So bye bye.